Hi everyone, we're using the Instant Pot again today. Today we're gonna make homemade yogurt in the Instant Pot. I have a little one, she's not so little anymore, who loves yogurt. Any kind of yogurt, any flavor of yogurt, whether it's Greek, whether it's plain, it doesn't matter, she will take yogurt any way she can get it. But this is her very favorite yogurt and she will tell you herself. But this is not my recipe, I got it out of this book. When my aunt gave me this Instant Pot, she gave me this book as well. I'm not really sure where she got it from, but she did buy it from somewhere instead of buying it online or with the Instant Pot. I'm not sure. I will try to find a link to it if you want and put it in the description box below. But it is the very, you like my bookmarks. It is in the very back of the book. For copyright purposes, I'm not gonna take a picture and put it at the end like I normally do with my recipes because I don't own this recipe. But it looks like this. It has lovely pictures to show you because I'm a visual learner as well. So that's nice, and it has all the information. So this is what I'm gonna go by. If you wanna write it down as we go, or if I can find a link, I will put it in the description. If not, maybe you can find one. So all you need for this is 1 gallon of milk. You need I think it's 1/4 of a cup. Yes, 1/4 of a cup of plain unsweetened yogurt with active cultures. So you can either use Greek yogurt or just regular yogurt, but it needs to be plain, not strawberry or any kind of the flavors. I don't even get vanilla flavored, I just get plain and unsweetened. And you only need 1/4 of a cup. So I usually just buy one of the little small containers and then I get 1/4 of a cup out of it and then she eats the rest of it. It doesn't go to waste. So that's what I use for my starter. And then you need vanilla. If you want to use vanilla, you need either some sugar or some sweetener of your choice. If you choose to sweeten it, if you don't want it sweetened, leave that out. It's up to you. You need a colander for straining. You need cheesecloth, or if you don't have cheesecloth, like a regular tea towel, a clean tea towel, really thin towel, will work just as well to put in your colander, which is what I use, because then I don't have to go buy cheesecloth, especially if I'm out. But this is not until tomorrow. This is a 2-day process. And then you need a thermometer. My husband being in the restaurant business, we have several of these laying around. You need a thermometer. And that's it. That's all you need. And that will make a whole gallon of yogurt. So let's run to the store really quick. I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna show you what yogurt I get, and we'll do a little bit of a price comparison as far as if you bought yogurt already done versus if you bought a gallon of milk, what it costs, and putting it in an Instant Pot and how much yogurt you get. So let's go run up to the store. We'll grab our little starter and see what there is, and then we will be right back and get it started. Okay, come on. Okay, we're gonna make a yogurt, but I have to have a plain yogurt for like a starter. So I usually get a Greek yogurt. Here is a Kroger brand. I only need a small amount, but you don't want it to be flavored. So we're gonna go with the plain Greek yogurt. I just need a small one. It's 10 for $7.50, and I'm not even gonna use this whole one. So what I don't use of this for the starter, Bailey will eat the rest of it. But you need the whole gallon of milk. So it's gonna make a whole pretty much gallon of yogurt when we're done. And let's just compare prices just to compare. So like here's whole milk yogurt, just plain, it's vanilla. That's 32 ounces. And it is the Kroger brand, it's not like a Chobani, and it's $4.19. But that's all the yogurt you get, okay? Just for price comparison. So like if you go to the Oikos, it's $5.29 on sale. If you do the Chobani, 32 ounces Chobani, it is regularly $6.39 on sale for $5.99. So, and if you get, but that's the Greek yogurt, but like the regular yogurt is $3.99. The Dannon is $3.99 on sale. I mean, regular price $2.99 on sale, but still, that's only a 32 ounce container.
Yeah,
this thing here. $3.29 for a Yoplait. Now, yes, it is flavored, but you can just flavor your own. So let's go see what a gallon of milk costs. So at Kroger, 2% milk is $4.19 a gallon. And whole milk is also $4.19 a gallon. At Sam's, I want to say I paid $3.56, $3.57. I'll put it in here. Okay. First of all, before we get started, please excuse my voice. The allergies are something else this year. Couple that with the fact that we're supposed to have severe weather tomorrow again. It's just springtime. So please excuse if I sound a little bit funny. Well, funnier than normal. But this is what we're going to do today. So we've got the Instant Pot's ready to go. The first step in yogurt is you have to sterilize the pot. So what you do is you're going to pour 3 cups of water into the pot. And then you're going to put the lid on. And you're going to close the vent to seal. And then it says, I have to read my directions to make sure I do it right. Select steam. Let's see, steam for 5 minutes. And then when the cooking time is complete, you use a quick release to depressurize. And that's why you do not, there it goes. So now it's gonna steam for 5 minutes. And then when it beeps when it's done, I don't want it to keep on. When it beeps when it's done, we're gonna go ahead and let go of the release and let it quick release. And then we're gonna dry the pot, pour the water out, dry and cool the pot. And then we're gonna be ready to make the yogurt. Okay, that's done. I'm washing my hands. So now, dry my hands off. Now we're gonna open up the pressure release, but it's gonna be really, really hot. So you gotta be very careful. And that is why you don't do it under a cabinet. You can't see the steam, but it's a lot. As soon as that finishes, we're gonna get the pot out, and very carefully because it will be hot, and then dry it really, really well inside and out, and put it back in, and then we're gonna put the milk in and get started with the yogurt. So I'm gonna, while this finishes releasing, I'm gonna move the camera to a better angle for you. Okay, now the little pin just dropped just now. So I'm gonna go ahead, since the little silver pin has dropped, that means it's okay to open it. So I'm gonna open it very carefully. It is extremely hot. Please, please don't blister yourself. Now, we have to dry this too, not just the pot. Get that back in there. I'm just gonna take this whole thing out. Okay. I'm gonna put that back in. Bless you.
Thank you.
Allergies are kicking all of us in the face.
Except me.
Except Bailey. You were sniffly earlier this morning. Okay, now the hard part. They're over there at the table doing their schoolwork. I'm gonna take this out, pour it in the sink. Get it good and dry. Make sure nothing dripped down the sides. It cannot be wet. And I'm gonna put that back in. Then we're gonna get our gallon of milk. And remember, I got my milk at Sam's because it was a whole lot cheaper than at Kroger. Like you saw what Kroger was. And I will put right here what I paid per gallon at Sam's. Just gonna carefully pour this in. The whole thing, the whole gallon. There is a max fill line on this pot. Let's see if I can turn it to where you can see it. But it doesn't matter. You put the whole gallon in there. That is a lot of yogurt. Okay, now the directions say, if you're going to use powdered milk, sometimes people will put a little bit of powdered milk in here too. Then if you're using powdered milk in addition, now is the time to put it in there. But I don't, I skip it. So you're gonna put the lid on the pot. And it says, open the pressure release valve. So we want that to be open, not sealed. Select yogurt and adjust until the display reads boil. There. All right, so that's all you do for this step. And then it says when the boil and cool down cycles are complete, which should be about an hour, then you're gonna check the temperature with your thermometer. And if it is not 185, which it has never been 185 when I check it, ever, then you choose the saute and you get it hot until your temperature is 185. So we'll do that in about an hour, hour and a half, however long this boil and cool down process takes. But this is really easy. It's not a lot of work on your part. It is a lot of time because of the incubation and the different steps. But honestly, this does all the work. You just keep coming back to it and do the next step. And then it's a 2-day process because it has to sit in the fridge overnight. So, but then the next day it's like a couple of easy things. So this is it, and I will be back for the next step when this process is done. Okay, so now it's back to yogurt. So I'm guessing that the cool down period is over with. Or if it's not, it should say off. I forget. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and I've got my thermometer here. I'm gonna go ahead and check the temperature. And if it is not to 185, then we have to get it to 185. So I'm gonna open this. And set this to the side. Set it face up. And then we're gonna turn this on. Oh no. I think this battery is dead. Let me see if I can find a battery. Okay, I got a new battery. Scared me there for a second. Note to self, always make sure your thermometers work. Okay, so let's see what it is. It needs to be 185. You know what? It might do it this time. No, probably not. We're at 170.9. So we don't have far to go. So we're gonna put this on saute. Let's see. Cancel, saute. Which heats it. So like if you're gonna saute something in the bottom of the pot, so it's gonna heat it up. There it goes. So as soon as it gets to 185, we're gonna press cancel. And then we're gonna pull it out of the pot. We're gonna pull this pot out, and set it into a sink of cool water to cool back down. I'm gonna go ahead while I'm watching this and get some cool water in the sink. Cold water. Okay, we're almost to 185. Oh, there we are, 185. So I'm gonna pull this out. Take it off. Set it in there for a second. I've got my sink of water, so I'm gonna turn this off. And I'm gonna gently pick this up. And we're gonna set it in this sink. Might have too much water in here. There we go. Now, we're gonna leave it in the sink, and it says whisk occasionally. You can do it this way, is the faster cool down process, or you can just set it on like a cooling rack and let it come down, but you need to get it from 185 all the way down to 110. So if you set it in a sink of cool water and you whisk it occasionally with a whisk, then it will come down to 110 faster than if you just set it on a cooling rack and let it sit there and come down. So we're gonna whisk it. You're not supposed to whisk it all the time. It just says occasionally. So I'm just gonna leave that like that. And I'm gonna get this. Now, once it gets to 110, you're gonna put in your yogurt for your starter. And if you want to, your sugar or sweetener, and if you want to, some vanilla. So I'm gonna go grab those, and then we'll come back and check the temperature. Okay, I've got my sugar and vanilla and the yogurt over here ready to go. I'm checking the temperature, and we're at 118, 117, 114. So we are almost there. So while I'm waiting on the last few degrees, I'm gonna measure out the yogurt. Remember, you only need 1/4 cup. And remember, we just got the plain yogurt. This is Greek. I don't think it matters if it's Greek or regular. I've used both. And you don't need this whole container because you only need 1/4 cup. So I do kind of stir the whey in there because it had separated. Stir it around. Because that whey is your cultures. So we're just gonna measure this out. Get it ready. I do a little extra than the measuring cup because you know you're not gonna get all of it out. And then give this to Bailey. Here, you can have the rest of that.
Thank you.
And then we've got the vanilla ready. I do like vanilla in mine. You might not. It's totally up to you. I do sweeten mine. I have used sweetener before and regular sugar, both. Let's check it one more time. But you might like yours unsweetened. Almost there. We're at 113. Come on. Just a few more degrees. Once we get the sugar, vanilla, and yogurt in here and get it whisked all together, it's going back in here, and then we will put it on the yogurt setting for 8 hours. So it will sit and incubate for 8 hours is the next step. And then that's it. After that, we will pull this pot back out, and then without disturbing it at all, don't slosh it or stir it or anything. Don't touch it, just pull it out. You're gonna cover it with like foil or saran wrap and put it in the fridge overnight. All right, I don't need this anymore. Okay, so we're gonna put the yogurt in. I'm gonna splash some vanilla in. I'm not gonna measure it. And sugar. I'm gonna do half a cup of sugar. Get it all mixed in there. Make sure the sugar is dissolved and the yogurt is good and incorporated in there. Okay, I'm gonna lift this up. Remember, you can't put it in there wet. The outside of the pot has to be dry. So we're gonna very carefully dry the outside of the pot without spilling it. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in. I'm gonna put the lid on, close it, and it says to leave the vent open, not closed. I'm gonna put yogurt for 8 hours, and then we're gonna leave it. And then at the end of this incubation 8 hours, we're gonna take it out. Okay, there it goes. So we're gonna take that pot back out. Don't touch it, don't stir it, don't slosh it. As best you can, just pick it up, take it out, cover it with foil or saran wrap, whatever you've got. And then I'm gonna put it in the garage refrigerator just so that it's not a big, huge pot in my fridge in the way. And it says for at least 6 hours or overnight. I always leave mine for overnight because this is an 8-hour process right here. And it's noon now. So we're talking about 8 o'clock at night tonight when this will be done. So I'm not in the mood to sit up for 6 hours past that to do the next step. So I just stick it in the fridge and go to bed. And then I will see you guys. I'm not gonna film that part because at 8 o'clock at night tonight, it's gonna be in the middle of baths, bedtime, you know, that whole routine, and it'll be too hard to film. So, but that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it out, cover it, and go put it in the refrigerator out there. And then I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning. It's the next day. Got my coffee. not quite awake yet. I've had my shower, but I'm still not quite awake. Takes me a few hours. I pulled this out of the fridge from last night. It sat in there. I did just what I told you. I pulled it out of the Instant Pot, covered it in foil, and picked it up and carefully put it in the refrigerator out there. That's all I did. Sorry for the dishwasher. So now I've gotten it out. You need a bowl, a colander that will sit into the bowl like this, and either a double layer of cheesecloth, or you can just use a very thin tea towel, one that you can almost see through. See? And I just use the tea towel, put it in your colander. I'll show you in just a second. Like this. Okay. And then all you're gonna do take the foil off. It's already got some whey on top of it. We're gonna separate the whey from the solid. So we're just gonna dump it in there, like this. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Get all the extra out. This is why you wear an apron, because it gets all over you. Or at least why I wear an apron. Done with this. You're done with the Instant Pot at this point. So I'm gonna put that with some water. I'm not gonna stir it around too much. There's a little bit. We'll have a little bit of, like, for lack of a better word, burnt in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that around the edges, but it doesn't hurt anything. I don't like those little bits in the yogurt. So this is what it looks like now. And in the bowl, it's gonna separate the whey from the solid yogurt. So now I'm gonna take this, I'm not gonna stir it, I'm just gonna leave it like this, go put it back in the refrigerator for 2 hours. The recipe says 1 to 2 hours for regular yogurt. Or if you rather have a more Greek style, then you can leave it in there up to 8 hours. Yeah, or it says at least 8 hours or overnight for a Greek style yogurt. And then at that point, you're ready to put it in your storage containers and eat it and whatever. But we're gonna do regular style yogurt because I don't really care for Greek. Bailey will eat any of it. Jason will eat any of it. I don't really care for Greek. I prefer regular. So we're just gonna go 2 hours in the refrigerator, just like this. And then I will show you what it looks like from there. And this is what it looks like. You see you've got a little bit of separation in the liquid. That liquid is whey. And you see the towel is already wet. It's already soaking wet. So when we pull it out of the refrigerator, this bowl will be almost full of liquid. See it dripping already? See? So we'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, everybody. It's been 2 hours. See the whey? All right. So now all we have to do is scoop this out into our container. It is ready to go. So I've saved an ice cream bucket. This is a gallon ice cream bucket, and it should fit because, you know, this was a whole gallon of milk. So we're gonna just put it in this and then put it in the refrigerator. Look, yogurt. It was milk, now it's yogurt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop this into here. Try not to make a mess. And then I'm gonna pour the whey into another container because I have a friend of mine and she has a little mini farm at her house. She has goats and sheep and dogs and chickens and all these things. And she always brings me eggs, and she's got a garden. She's always bringing me farm fresh eggs, which is a huge help. And so I asked her, did she want the whey for her garden? Because I know, don't ask me the correct way to do it because I don't know that. But I do know that you can pour the whey on your garden or your plants and it really helps them with growing and possibly insects too. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I do not know. Gardening is not my thing. Excuse Willow. She was asleep and she heard me start talking. So I'm gonna bag it up, I guess maybe in a Ziploc bag, or if not, like a container of some sort, and take that to her so she can use it in her garden. Or otherwise, I was just gonna pour it down the sink. So, and you can pour it down the sink. It's not gonna hurt your drains or anything like that. But why pour it down the sink if she can use it, right? Absolutely. So I've just gotten everything out of there, and it has just about, see? Everything out of there. I'm gonna set this over here for a second and show you how much weight. It's not a lot, but it's a good amount. And I'm just gonna move that and put that in a thing for her. Now look how much yogurt this is, guys. It filled it up, the whole thing. I mean, it's like right there of yogurt. So it's a gallon, a whole gallon of yogurt. Save your ice cream buckets if you get ice cream like this. No, Willow. She's over there sniffing the table. And then I'm just gonna put this in the fridge and Bailey can have at it. Guess what she's having for breakfast tomorrow? I can almost guarantee you. This is so versatile. You can get this. I'm gonna go over the numbers with you. I did that for a second ago for you. I did the math. Turn this up just a little bit. But this is so versatile. You can have it for breakfast, put a decent amount in a bowl, put granola, put fresh berries, fresh peaches, bananas, blueberries, strawberries, you know, so you can eat it plain or anything. You can, I put sugar in this. You can leave the sugar completely out if you don't want sugar, or you can use a sweetener in place of the sugar. I put vanilla in it just for a little bit of flavoring. You can leave the vanilla completely out. You can add powdered milk to this as you're making it. I forget where exactly in the process. I think it's when you first put the milk in before you bring it up to 185 degrees. But at some point, if you want to add powdered milk to it, you can. It will make it thicker, and it will also add more protein. I didn't put any in there. I never have, because I just never have powdered milk on hand, but you can absolutely do that. And you get all of this yogurt. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. Bailey is gonna be so excited. It's her favorite. So I did the math, in case you're wondering. I got the milk at Sam's, and I paid $3.56 for that gallon of milk at Sam's. Remember, at Kroger, it was $4.19, right? So I saved money there. And then we got that yogurt at Kroger for 75 cents, because remember, they were 10 for $7.50. So I paid 75 cents for that yogurt, but I didn't even need all of it. So if you count all that up together, in total, what I spent was $4.31 on that yogurt. I did not figure in the sugar or the vanilla, because it's staples in my pantry. I always have that. And I only used a half a cup of sugar, and I barely splashed some vanilla. So I did not figure that in. So $4.31 got a whole gallon of yogurt. Okay, now if you'll remember, on that shopping, when we picked up the yogurt, I did a little bit of price matching on 5 different yogurts, okay? And they were all the 32 ounce, 1 quart containers. So the Kroger brand was $4.19. So that's already, and I spent $4.31. So we're almost right neck and neck. Kroger brand was a quart. I got 4 quarts, because a gallon is 4 quarts, right? So that's a great deal. Then the Oikos brand regular price is $5.99 for a quart. The Chobani brand 1 quart was $6.39. The Dannon was $3.99. And then the Yoplait would have been your best bet. It's the cheapest or the least expensive of all of the options. And it was $3.29. So I thought, okay, well, how does that compare out? Because I have 4 quarts and those were 1 quart. So 4 quarts in a gallon. So I said all of those prices times 4. So if you were to get that amount of yogurt at the store, you would have to buy 4 containers, right? 4 containers of the Oikos, 4 containers of the Dannon, whatever it was. So if you bought a whole gallon, 4 containers of each of those brands, the Kroger brand would cost you $16.76. Oikos was $23.96. Chobani was $25.56. Dannon was a little better. It was $15.96. And Yoplait was the best or the least expensive of them all at $13.16. So I thought, well, let's see how much money did I actually save doing it this way versus just buying it already done. So at minimum, if I were to buy the Yoplait, which is the least expensive of all the options, and I bought 4 of them and spent $13.16 versus what I spent, the savings, a minimum savings of doing it this way is $8.85. It's almost $9. After tax, that's over $9 that I saved doing it this way, right? And then if I had gone the most expensive route and I bought the Chobani, which was the highest priced of all of them that we looked at, that I would have spent $25.56. And I spent $4.31. So that would have saved us $21.25. That's insane. I can't justify paying $25 for yogurt. I can't. Especially the way she goes through it. No, we just cannot do that. That's crazy. Plus, I didn't look at the ingredients, but you can go look at the ingredients. I'm sure there's fillers, I'm sure there's preservatives, I'm sure there's other things in there, in the brands, the pre-made. I don't know, I didn't look at them, I probably should have, but I do know exactly what went into that yogurt. I know it was milk, I know it was a starter yogurt. It was a plain Greek yogurt, it was only 1/4 of a cup, it was a teeny tiny amount, you saw. Plain sugar and vanilla. That's all that went in there. There's no preservatives, no weird chemicals, anything in that yogurt. So if you like Greek yogurt, you can make this Greek. I told you, I don't particularly care for the texture of Greek yogurt, so I pulled it out just now at the 2-hour mark. If you want it to be more Greek, then you leave it in here in the refrigerator for a minimum of 8 hours, not 2 that I did, or even overnight. The longer you leave it draining, the more Greek it becomes. So you could do it that way if you want the Chobani or the Oikos or those types of things, if you prefer the Greek rather than the Yoplait, like the regular, the Dannon and the Yoplait. So I was just giving you Greek and regular prices to compare because I don't know what you prefer. Also, if you leave it and it becomes more the Greek style and you leave out the sugar, you leave out the vanilla, okay, and it's completely unflavored and unsweetened and it's just the milk, right, and the starter yogurt, and that's it, and it's Greek yogurt, did you know you can substitute that for sour cream? Yep. A lot of people will use Greek yogurt in place of sour cream, like as a topping on a baked potato or tacos, or use it to like cook with. If it's calling for sour cream, they would use that Greek yogurt instead, plain unsweetened Greek yogurt instead. So do you know that's a gallon of sour cream, equivalent sour cream. So it is so versatile. You can do so many things with it. You could use it in smoothies. You could make desserts with it, eat it for breakfast, take it for a snack. And what I really want to do, hold on. This is what I want to do. Bailey loves Go-Gurts because she loves yogurt. And so we pack our lunches if we're going on errands, if we're taking a whole day to run errands in town. You know, we live 30, 40 minutes from town. So I plan all of our errands on one day. We pack lunches so we don't go to McDonald's or fast food, and it saves us money there. And she packs a yogurt in her little lunch. Fine with me, it's great. Now, I did happen to get a really good deal on these at Sam's. They had them for a really, really good deal. But did you know that they make Ziploc bags shaped like this? They're long and they have like the zip lock at the top. And I saw some on Amazon, I was looking, they do have the zip at the top, but down below the zip, they have the tear notch. So you're not trying to undo the zip and like eat it with the Ziploc. You can just tear that whole Ziploc top off. So what I want to do is find a really good deal on those at Amazon, make some yogurt and fill up some of them with yogurt and make my very own Go-Gurt, so I'm not buying expensive Go-Gurts for her. Especially since she loves the homemade yogurt, she would love that. And you could also make popsicles out of those. Make up Kool-Aid or Country Time lemonade or all kinds of little drinks. Pour them in there and stick them in there in the freezer. As much as my kids love those, the long skinny popsicles that you just buy at Walmart in the big mesh bag and you throw them in the freezer. They love those. And as much as they play outside in the summer, that would be a money saver too. So I'm gonna find some of those. If you have those and you like them, if you have a certain brand or a certain one on Amazon that you know you've tried, you like it, please leave me a link to those down in the comments or DM me or something. I would love that. So that's yogurt. I hope you try it. If you have an Instant Pot, it is so good. It's so yummy. You will love it. You will not be sorry. And it is a huge money saver, especially for people who consume a lot of yogurt. We would consume a lot of yogurt if we could afford it. But yogurt, before I got this Instant Pot from my aunt, yogurt was a treat. It was a splurge. It was not an all the time, every grocery trip. We didn't get these all the time. This was a splurge. But if I can find those baggies, we won't be getting Go-Gurts anymore. So I hope this inspires you. Enjoy the rest of your day and we will see you in the next video. Bye.